Why are you still scrolling on social media? You come home from the gym, you're kind of tired, also a bit bored. You open YouTube, start watching some video of Jeff Nippard on the best science-based tools to optimize muscle growth. At the end of the video, another video pops up. You click on that one. During the video, you scroll down and you open a few other videos in a different tab. Before you know it, you're 2 hours further. Do you have something to show for the last 2 hours? What did you do? You just consumed. Feeling comes over you. Now you try to make up for it by doing some crazy 3-hour meditation routine, and that also doesn't. You also don't succeed in that, and it's this negative rut. If you think you're crazy for this, you're not. I would argue 100% of people who have access to social media from time to time feel like this. The algorithm just, even me, I also get caught up sometimes. Not for scrolling for hours, but I will watch a few reels on Instagram when I want to post something there, for example. I will waste a few minutes of my life and then I'll sit there and be like, what did I just learn? Nothing. I just consumed. Made somebody else richer. Is that the life you want to live? My name is Daniel, and I help young men build an aesthetic body to attract the female gaze. So you might think, wait, you're a fitness influencer sitting here talking about scrolling on social media. Yes. I think these two concepts are really integrated within each other. Why? Well, don't you think that having a better discipline on social media, so not scrolling, not clicking on the next video, don't you don't you think that that discipline will then also help you when there's a cake in front of you and you actually know you cannot eat it, which one to eat it? I believe it's the same center in your brain which get activated in that moment. Or when you need to do a hard leg day. Do you think the discipline of, okay, I do not want to do this thing, namely quitting YouTube, clicking off YouTube and go to do something else. I do not want to do it, but I'm still going to do it. Don't you think that you will skip less leg days? Skip 0 leg days? So, now this is out of the way. I want to answer the title because I believe that in almost all cases it is procrastinating. You go on YouTube and you click on some video because you've probably been watching some self-improvement lately, maybe for even a year, 2 years. It is not a full-on degenerate thing to do, right? To watch, for example, Andrew Tate podcasts or Hamza Ahmed, David Goggins podcast with Andrew Huberman. But it also really isn't that productive. It is just a form of procrastinating the real thing you need to do. So it is namely just a form of procrastinating. I'm going to tell you a story. When I was younger, maybe 2 years ago, I've been going to the gym now for a year and a few months. Before I went to the gym, I was watching hours and hours of content online on the best exercises, the best diet, the supplements, everything about. I knew everything about the gym already, but I wasn't going to the gym. Do you think that's weird? Because I learned all the basics of control the eccentric, for your lats, pull with your elbows. I learned all those stuff. Then I got into the gym and I was still making all the mistakes. Through practice now, I have learned these with experience. Just learning things in your head, it is not that productive. So I'm not saying you can never watch a video on YouTube, which is entertaining, but be mindful because a lot of the times it is less productive than that we think it is. watching especially another reason many people scroll is because they're bored. Through all the modern innovations with TikTok, Instagram, with all the scrolling, and then the comments, and they can post pictures and these short videos in the comments. Your dopamine receptors are so targeted. They are so fried. They're literally cooked. So you are basically numbing yourself and your ideas by going and watching some video which you don't even need to watch. So what should you do instead? Well, there are three options. First of all, you can do some kind of a wholesome activity. So for example, go play chess with your mother if she can. Play some board game. Go outside for a run, for a walk. But I know in reality it can be kind of difficult to really go on a run, especially when you're starting self-improvement. So then meditation will be awesome for you. Meditation is basically where you sit down in a room with your eyes closed, focus on a particular part of your body with all your mental energy. Within 5 to 10 seconds, maybe even within 1 second if you just begin, your mind will start to wander off. Some thoughts will pop up in your head. The art of meditation is then to accept the thoughts and get back to where you were focusing on. So I like to focus on, I have a bit of a mustache, so this sensation, and then I close my eyes and I just focus on this part of my upper lip. This will mainly train you to be not AFK. Most people nowadays are AFK, and you probably are also. I am also a lot of the times AFK. Most people, around 90% of the time, we are maybe 70% of the time AFK. So what do I mean with AFK? So because you're not just standing still, right? You're not away from your keyboard literally. You're playing on auto mode. Everything is going automatic. You go to the gym without even thinking about it. You do the exercises without really thinking. You talk to people without really analyzing them, analyzing yourself. And whilst it's not necessarily a bad thing, because it is kind of authentic, right? It kind of is. Yeah, it's me. But are you happy right now? Are you where you want to be in life? Chances are you're not. So if you want to stay AFK, let's at least make our AFK states more productive. So how do we do that? Improve as a person. Destroy your limiting beliefs. Ingrain new beliefs in your self-belief system. And then when you're AFK, it will still be kind of not optimal, but it will be better. To finish off the video, I do not want to give any bullshit advice on an app to sell you some timers and when after an hour your YouTube just closes. No. My advice to you will be, if you go on social media, go on there with purpose. So if you have chest day later in the day and you want to find some new exercise, sure, go on YouTube, search some chest exercises, watch 1 or 2 videos. But once you've done that, just click off YouTube. Do not start doom scrolling again, because then you will lose another hour of your day. So have a purpose when you go in these apps, check off the box, and click it off again immediately. And go implement what you just learned. This is also a side note at the end of the video, but having a notebook, it makes it so much better. Because now all the things you learn, which you think will genuinely help you, you can just write them down. So you don't need to rewatch every video because you will forget things, right? Now you have just this notebook where it's like your self-improvement Bible. Everything is in here. So that's some golden dust with which I will end the video. It's Sunday morning right now, 7 a.m. Make something of your day. Bye.